Alright. So, I know what you're wondering. What the hell is this? Well, I'm doing something a little different today. One second, I'll put the blind down, it's a bit bright. Alright, so, as I was saying, you're probably wondering what's going on. I found this video on YouTube. And guys, trust me, you're gonna want to stay around for this. And have you ever heard of feminists? Yeah, well, let me explain. Feminists, back in the day, before women had equal rights to men, they were speaking out for female rights so that we could be equal. But since women got equal rights, they've just turned into a hate group. Basically against men. Mostly. And this video here, supposedly, this guy found a top 10 list of all of feminist belief of male privileges. So basically, what we have rights to, but they don't. So let's watch this and see what it's like. I've been thinking of doing videos like this for a while, but holy shit. I'll admit I got to like the first one or two privilege, and then I was just like, no, I gotta make a video out of this. So this guy's really cool. I've actually watched his previous videos, some videos he's done in the past. Bone666AU. He's pretty damn good. So yeah, let's get into this video. Begin?
Hello YouTube. Bane666 here.
Okay.
Sometimes you come across something so crazy, you seriously have to ask yourself if it's a parody or not. I contemplated this numerous times while reading the XY feminist list of male privileges. I do think it is a serious post, based on the fact that many of the 69 points fall in line with common feminist thinking. But I am here today to point out some of the crazier ones, and trust me, it's going to take more than one video. But who is XY feminist?
I'll pause the video here. I'll give you a few seconds to read it while I move some stuff around. There we go. Now, XY feminist is an XY person who was socialized to be male, a diehard nerd, and a feminist. Okay, so far so good. He evolved from a male-raised feminist into diehard male-raised radfem? If that's possible. What's a radfem? After volunteering as an advocate at a rape crisis center, okay, taking gender studies in college, reading large amounts of Freiden, Dworkin, Dame de Massa, and Twisty, and having the scales removed from my eyes by my future soulmate, Snow Devil. Snow Devil is a brilliant feminist herself, but who doesn't have the time to write, but I've tagged the posts that were inspired in part by her. Alright, so that's a thing. Continue. Oh crap, there's like a timer thing at the top.
Copious amounts of the feminist Kool-Aid. Anyway, let's see what he has to say about his male privilege list.
Yeah. One second. The list of male privileges. I've met many men who are convinced that men and women are completely equal in modern society, which they are, by the way. This belief, when aired in public, is commonly followed by the complaint that women have it so easy. In some situations they do. Like, if you have a divorce, the woman would usually get the child, like, automatically, and the man would have to go pursue a case to get his child back. You also have the whole not allowed to hit a woman thing. Yeah, that's a thing. And they don't acknowledge that. They don't acknowledge that fact. So yeah. These are ludicrous assertions. No frickin' duh. The belief that women have it easier than men is naive. The claim that men have no... The belief that women don't have it as easy as men is naive and kinda stupid. No offense. Well, yeah, offense. The claim that men have no special privilege in our society is so far removed from reality. Wow, so far removed from reality, huh? We're about to find out how removed that is. That proponents must rely heavily on male privilege and... Why isn't this going away? Male privilege... Heavily on male privilege, mainly the privilege of having no privilege, see below, to back up their claims. Okay. Wait, privilege of no privilege? What the hell is that? Alright, the timer thing. I'm gonna skip that.
You are going to have to strap yourselves in for this one, as we are about to take a long ride on the crazy train.
Okay.
Stopping all stops on the way to Radfem Central. So let's get stuck into it.
Oh man. In no particular order. Alright, let's read this. All things designed by men for men. Alright, this is a fucking brilliant start now, isn't it? Everything from car seats, no. To drugs, no. Why would you want to know that? To women's fashions are designed around men's desires. No, they're not. Believe it or not, most, like, fashion designers for women are women. So, yeah. Are designed around men's desires. Men's bodies are the default template for all designed products. I don't know about that. And the male body is the default Homo sapien studied in medical centers. That's true, but mostly because women are pretty similar in medical centers. Men's needs are the only requirements for a design. As an example, try using an iPhone with very long nails. Try cutting your nails. How about that? Like, everyone clips their nails. What, you can't do that? Because last time I checked, I didn't ask any woman to keep her nails long. Like, I see women putting on fake nails, which is ridiculous, by the way, in my opinion. So, you're saying, as an example, using an iPhone when you put on long nails on yourself? What, you want them to completely redesign the technology so that your nails fit better? Alright, sure. Let's do that. Alright, let's see what Bones got to say about this. 4 seconds from now. Okay.
Patriarchy.
Oh no, the feminists have found out our secret plan to oppress women with long nails. Quick, let's run and hide.
Privilege. Oh wow, this actually sounds stupid. Privilege of ownership. Men can take the best of everything that is available. No, they can't. They kind of need to pay for it. Even if it belongs to someone else. No, they can't. That's robbing and they go to jail for that. Women who complain are castigated for being sensitive or petty. Well, if you're being petty, you're being petty, and if you're castrated for something like that, then yeah, that's wrong, but I doubt that's the case, usually. Plagiarism laws protect men's work more than women's work. No, they don't. They don't. When a mind finds something for the first time, he can lay claim to first discovering it with little fear of correction. Well, if he is discovering it for the first time, and the same goes for women. Like, yeah. Alright, let's skip the countdown timer. I'm gonna enjoy this.
Isn't it great how feminists can make crazy claims, with absolutely no evidence or proof? Anyone, anywhere, viewing this video that can show that plagiarism laws favor men, please provide your proof in the comments section. Same goes for nail discoveries. This is just obviously nonsense. These type of feminists make the Illuminati conspiracies sound credible by comparison.
Boys can be boys. Alright, this straight off, like, doesn't sound good. Young boys are typically given the freedom to play and be a child. while young girls typically do housework chores, the innocence of boys is protected while 54% of girls will be sexually aroused or abused. Oh, abused. No. No, that's not true. Ever. So what you're saying is half of the girls on the planet are sexually abused before they're kids? Before they're done being kids? And this whole thing about while young girls typically do household chores, I have a sister. She doesn't do household chores. Neither does my cousin, or my other cousin, or my cousin's friend, or her friends, or my sister's friends. None of those do household chores. Yeah, they kind of stopped that shit, you know, back when you actually got these rights. Yeah. Let's see what Bones 666AU says about this.
Just when you thought the 1 in 3 women will be raped myth was bad enough, now the crazies are claiming that more than half the female population are sexually abused before adulthood. No citations, of course. And also no mention of male children who are abused. Oh no, because it only ever happens to girls, right?
Oh, wait. Oh, wait. No. Privilege to eat. Wow. Okay, let's read this. The consumption of food, especially desirable foods like desserts, alcohol, and meat, is only socially acceptable for men. No, it's not. As adolescents, boys are encouraged to eat, while girls are discouraged from eating? No, they're not. The lack of adequate nutrition results in girls' growth being stunted in childhood, which has led to the false belief that women are naturally smaller than men. Okay, everyone knows that women aren't naturally smaller than men. And as for the consumption of food, I've never heard of that being done, ever. Especially desirable foods like desserts, alcohol, and meat. Okay, first of all, meat, no. That's only if, like, you're on a diet track or something, which is your choice. And alcohol, no, like, that's just straight wrong. Most women, I would almost guarantee, drink alcohol. Like, it's a thing. My mom drinks, my cousin drinks, auntie drinks, nanny drinks, you know, all women. But, you know what, that was probably fake. That wasn't alcohol they were drinking. They weren't drunk. How could women get drunk? They're not allowed to drink alcohol. Also, desserts. You are allowed to, like, that's not a privilege. Anyone can eat anything or drink anything. It depends on their personal ideals. Like, if you're on a diet, you won't drink you won't eat meat or desserts. If you're in like a recovery or rehab thing, you won't drink alcohol. It's like your lifestyle it's built around. It's not about who's male or female. But let's see what Bane. Let's see what Bane has to say about this.
Of course, males, on average, being stronger than females, on average, has nothing to do with millions of years of evolution producing sexual dimorphism in our species. You know, like what we see in many other species. Oh no, it's because boys get to eat more food, and girls are left to starve by their evil patriarchy mind-controlled parents. I am guessing this includes single mothers, households with only female children, and lesbian parents as well. How deep does this conspiracy go? In this world there is stupid, and then there is crazy. Welcome to the fuzzy zone in the middle, where the two
Yeah,
meet,
I've been there for a
shake
while.
hands, and have a couple of beers.
Judgment's not made on men's appearance. Okay, this is just fucking retarded now, isn't it? Men's clothes say little about them, and men can be fat with far fewer consequences than women. That's not true at all in any way. Like, that's not true at all. None of that is even factual. First things first, men's clothes do say a lot about them. Like, you can tell what kind of person someone is by their clothes. Like, you can. I have personally had that experience. Also, men can be fat with far fewer consequences? No! Fat men are often, like, insulted, like, constantly. There's no such thing as fat men not being abused or anything like that. That happens a lot. There are actually videos on YouTube where people, like, recorded this happening. It's not like, oh, it's automatically against fat women. It's not. Just plain and simple. But let's see what Bane has to say. For 3 seconds, no problem.
Ah, the good old, men are not judged by their appearance argument. I guess that means that this guy is just as likely to get an office job as this guy. Oh no, appearance would not be a factor at all. What about these guys, ladies? Would you like their numbers? Or would you prefer this guy's number? I'm guessing their appearances will have no effect on your decision.
Yeah, ladies, which would you prefer?
Just like boy bands sell records based on their talent, and not on their appearance, right? No, males are never judged for their appearance, it just never happens.
Freedom from harassment. Okay, no. That's just wrong. Men's bodies are not aggressively sexualized. Yes, they are. In fact, right off the start, haircuts, hair gel, deodorant. What else is sexualized? Let's see. There's magazines. There's a bunch of magazines that do that. Yeah, pretty much. Like, men are just as sexualized as women. Men can expect to not be sexually harassed at work or on the street. Neither do women. Like, neither do women. Like, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I don't walk up to random women on the street and say, hey, beautiful. But, yeah, that doesn't happen. I don't see that happen, and I've never done that myself. Men do not have to be concerned about eating phallic-looking foods and can enjoy crude humor as it is almost never threatening to their bodies. Men can also legally remove their shirts in public. Wow, I'm gonna have a fucking field day with this video. First off, phallic-looking foods, like, that's just you being dirty-minded now, isn't it? Like, if a food looks like something, then, like, who are you to change the natural order of things? Alright. Concerned about eating phallic-looking foods. I'm guessing you're saying that when a girl eats a sausage or a hot dog, then it's automatically sexual? No, it's not. No one, like, most guys don't think like that. So yeah. And enjoy crude humor? I've known a lot of girls who can enjoy crude humor like that. Like, that happens all the time. Well, then again, I'm Irish. We Irish people got crazy shit going on. That's not Irish. Threatens their bodies. Eating phallic-looking foods does not threaten your body in any way. And also, men can also legally remove their shirts in public. Alright, first of all, there is no sports bras for men. Second of all, those sports bras are meant to help women. Yes, because supposedly, alright, ladies, apparently when you have breasts, it hurts when you walk, because, you know, physics. So they made sports bras, which helps, not hurts or demeaning in any way. Also, yes, men remove their shirts, but only when it's extremely hot. Like, I don't go around randomly, willy-nilly, removing my shirts, showing off my I don't know, belly, chest, I guess. So yeah, men don't have sports bras. They don't. Like, women have them, and most women's sports bras don't cover like the lower back or the stomach. So you should be good just wearing that. Like, that should be fine. But let's see what Bane has to say. Oh, yes. Women are very dramatic.
Phallic-looking food? Really? That's actually a concern to some people? Maybe the world would be a better place if more sausages were shaped like vaginas. Just a thought. And males are never sexualized. No, never. Admittedly, women
never.
are sexualized in the media more than men, but that does not mean that it never happens to men.
Yeah.
A simple fact is that sex sells. Most males like looking at sexually attractive females, and most females like looking at sexually attractive males. And of course some people enjoying looking at sexually attractive members of their own sex. I do not see anything wrong with any of this. It's natural for the vast majority of the human race to desire other members of the human race sexually. And it's not surprising that advertisers, TV and movie studios, and the music industry take advantage of this. I mean, have a look at this J-Lo video clip. I have muted the sound for your comfort. I understand she has reversed the stereotypical gender roles in video clips, but if you think this was done to just make a point, and not to appeal to the sexual desires of her fans, then you are crazy. This is nothing new, by the way. Look at this clip from Madonna from the 80s. Is she seeing these men as complete, complex human beings? Or are they just props there to adore her? Clearly she is the one with the power and control. They are only there to worship at her feet, and shower her with gifts. She does not care about their thoughts, life goals, or emotions. And you know what? I do not have a problem with this, because it's just a video clip.
Yeah.
It's just a fantasy.
Like, seriously.
Next.
Privilege. Whoa, okay. Wait. Privilege of women's invisibility. Huh? When convenient, men can treat women as if they don't even exist. No, they can't. No matter how hard they try. Because some women are just unbearable. Men use this privilege to take credit for women's work. No, they don't, and they never get away with it if they do. To claim opportunities and resources for themselves by ignoring competition from women. No, they don't. That never happens. And to ensure that the murders of women remain unsolved and undocumented. No! Like, they go to jail. That's something that happens. It's like, no. Alright, let's see what else it says. Men use gender blindness to ignore the oppression of women altogether. No, because women aren't oppressed in any way. Any attempt to fight the abuse and oppression of women, which is feminism and actually women's superiority, not equalism, will be ignored unless men are similarly oppressed. No, not really. At which point aiding the oppressed men will get priority care. No, it won't. Like, who makes up with this shit? Who goes online, writes this shit down, and then just says post? Like, post. Post it. It's good shit. Everyone wants to read it. So yeah, that's just utter bullshit, that is. Alright, so I saw number 65. There are 65, over 65s of these. I kind of want to go read them now. If nothing else, to get a good laugh. But that being said, let's skip these seconds.
Wow, just fucking wow. Really? Men try to make sure that the murders of women are unsolved and undocumented? Really? Wow, just fucking wow. And then take credit and resources from women? Really? Wow. As for the last part, where oppressed men will get priority care, well, what can I say? More and more evidence is being presented all the time that males are domestic abuse victims as well. Some studies put the percentage between men and women at 50-50, others have male victims making up a third. Yet are 1/3 to 1/2 of the resources dedicated to male shelters, helplines, or whatever? The answer is, not even fucking close. And many feminists actively work against males getting help by excusing violent female offenders and misrepresenting the percentage of male victims. Fucking amazing. Next.
Oh, wow. Okay, this couldn't be more stupid if it tried. Privilege of having no privileges. Holy shit. I'm gonna enjoy this one. When the abuse of male privilege becomes uncomfortable for men, they can choose to be oblivious to their privilege? When the abuse of male privilege becomes uncomfortable for men, they can choose to be oblivious to their privilege. When the abuse of female privilege becomes uncomfortable for females, they can choose to be oblivious to their privilege. For example, how men are not allowed to hit women in any circumstance, even if the woman is hitting them in the face multiple times. Yeah, that's not a privilege at all. Or the privilege where they automatically get custody of their children if they're in a divorce. That's not a privilege at all. So yeah, just putting that in. Men can choose to be oblivious of some or all of their privileges. We don't have like any major privileges against anyone. We have rights, not privileges. As is convenient. So is how you conveniently forget your privileges. Females, in general. Well, mostly feminists, because I'm not gonna lie, feminists aren't like, not all women are feminists. Like, most women, believe it or not, don't agree with feminism anymore. They used to when it was right, you know. But now it's just this cesspool where they try to hate on men. Yeah. Men can claim parity where none exists? Parody? Do you mean parody? Parity. Parody where none exists. Claim oppression whenever it is useful. No. Well, not really. And deflect any resentment which might impinge upon their social status. Okay, let me direct the attention to this word, resentment. That's another word for hate, is it not? Which might impinge upon their social status. Yes, because you're hating on them. When you generalize and resent men, then yes, that affects their social status. Men can even blame women for the harms they suffer under male privilege. What? And force critics of their privilege into silence. That's what they do. I've seen multiple videos where they have shut up male rights activists purely to just interrupt them and say why they're wrong because they're not. But I'm sure Bane's probably going to bring that up. Oh shit, 19 seconds. Screw that. There we go.
What do you think? Is there a group that actively silences its critics? I wonder.
List of the things that we're working towards. Now, if you would shut the fuck up for the 50th millionth time.
I want to thank Ryan Brown for inviting me to speak here and the Canadian Association for Equality for sponsoring my talk. It's my hope that as a result of my talk, a few of you may decide to Okay, you know, it's the signature. It's the signature of a totalitarian ideology to attempt to quash dissent. So every time you interrupt, you're merely showing your repressive
Wait. Okay, so is she the feminist, or is she being interrupted by the feminists? That's what we're talking about, right? Silencing, feminists silencing, equality activists? So they would be, but I don't know, this is confusing. This one's confusing for me.
tendencies. You're not showing anything about your virtue.
What are they even saying?
So you think this is a victory? Yeah, why are you so frightened of hearing an opinion different from your own? You're pathetic.
Yeah, they are the feminists. Respect to that woman.
This is what men's rights look like.
What?
This is what men's rights look like.
There's a woman right there. How is that men's
More
rights?
feminists than are being silenced by the evil MRAs. Amazing. If men are incapable of seeing their own privilege, because they are privileged men, then would women not be incapable of seeing their own privilege, because they are privileged women? Or does having a vagina give you special privilege detection powers?
Has tweeted out, says for the record,
Wait, hold on. As a white man, you don't.
hang
For the
on,
record,
Zoe, I'll come to
Colbert
you.
Report
For the
is
record,
not
Colbert
controlled by
Report is not
Stephen
controlled by
Colbert
Stephen
or his show.
Colbert.
He is
at
Stephen at home. Sorry for the confusion. Cancel
Colbert
Colbert.
himself has responded to some of the criticism
What?
on Twitter. Hashtag cancel Colbert. I agree. Just saw at Colbert Report tweet. I share your rage. Who is that though? I'm Stephen at home. Sui, you were just going to jump in.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I feel like it's incredibly patronizing for you to paint these questions this way, especially as a white man. I don't expect you to be able to understand what people of color are actually saying.
Wait. Did she just say what I thought she said? Did she just say, as a white man, you can't comprehend this argument? Is that what she just said? Wow. Okay. Now you know what they're like. But continue.
With regards to cancel Colbert, he has a history of making jokes.
Sorry, being a white man doesn't prevent me from being able to think, and doesn't prevent me from being able to have reasoned perspectives on things. I didn't give up my right to be able to have an intellectual conversation when I was born.
I know, but well, white men definitely feel like they're entitled to talk over me. They definitely feel like they're entitled to kind of minimalize my experiences, and they definitely feel like they are somehow exempt and so logical compared to women who are painted.
Okay. So, sorry for interrupting you, lady. Alright, so, wait. She said entitled to interrupt her. Alright, we all know that's bullshit because we just saw what went on. She generalized him with, like, every other man. Like, she generalized men as a category, I guess? I don't know. So here he is trying to, bring to light that fact and defend himself. Basically, defend his right to talk and, like, stuff like that. So, here she is now, saying that he interrupted her. And yes, he did interrupt her, but with very good reason. Like, so, yeah, let's continue the video.
That's emotional, right?
No one's minimalizing your experiences. No one's minimalizing your right to have an opinion. It's just a stupid opinion. I mean...
Oh, okay, something you should never say to a feminist. They will use this shit against you. And that was just not a good play on this guy's part. He made a mistake there. Look at his face. You know he made a mistake there. Let's see what happens.
It's a misunderstanding of what
You
satire
just called
is.
my
It's a
opinion
misunderstanding of what irony
stupid. You just called my opinion stupid. That's incredibly unproductive. I don't think I'm going to enact the labor of having to explain to you why that's incredibly offensive and patronizing.
Explain.
I just told you I wouldn't enact that labor.
The privilege of judging others based solely on their race and gender. But only if you are judging white males, right? Because we all know that all white males are exactly the same, right?
Yeah, some are Coke guys, some are Pepsi guys.
I really am sick of feminists and social justice warriors judging the validity of someone's argument based on their gender and race, but only if you are white and male, of course. This is just a pathetic way of trying to silence someone because you have no other argument. Not only is it bigoted, but it's also fucking childish. There may be a lot of people I disagree with, but I don't dismiss their arguments based on race, gender, shoe size, sexual habits, how tall they are, what type of car they drive, or whether they are a dog person or a cat person. These are irrelevant to their argument. Next.
Well, whoa. Wait. Is that just me, or does that say rape? Well then, let's get this one started, I guess. Destroying the life of another human being through a very effective form of torture. Okay, not describing that. That's true. Rapists who are male by a vast majority. Alright, you're lucky you worded that right, because she was very close to insinuating that all men are rapists. I'm glad that she avoided that, but it's kind of true. Most rapists happen to be male, but not all rapists are male. By a vast majority, are rarely ever punished. Yes, they are. They're sent to jail, as their mostly female victims are blamed for the crime. No! It's just that sometimes you come across a situation where a female is falsely accusing rape, which is very serious. Like, that can ruin a guy's life, and a girl's life. Victims are blamed for the crime. Some forms of rape, like prostitution or sex slavery, are legal. Well, alright, I don't want to be mean here, but prostitution is a profession in some countries, so, like, it's not like you're forced into it. It's something you choose and you go into it like that. Like, some people, yes, they don't have good education or whatever, but let's face it, that's kind of an excuse. You didn't have to go straight to prostitution. And sex slavery, that's not legal. Like, that's not legal in any way. If a policeman had found that, they would be arrested on spot. So yeah, that's not legal. Or the laws against them remain largely unenforced. No, they're very well enforced and well known, even to people who aren't policemen. Since women are needed to perpetuate the species, men are needed as well, duh. You can't have one without the other, both are needed. The culture... Rape is used for more often than murder to enforce male privilege. Are they comparing rape to murder? Okay. Rape is used far more often than murder to enforce male privilege. Okay, first of all, how does murder enforce male privilege anyway? And second of all, how does rape enforce it? And then you have the culture that surrounds rape condones physical and emotional terrorism. Yeah, I'm sure that's what everyone was saying when 9/11 happened. Wasn't terrorists everyone's favorite fan? No, you're fucking stupid. Against women as the norm. One, it's not the norm, and two, it's not all women. Okay, but let's see what Bane says. Let's see what he says.
You know, I tend to make a lot of videos about rape and rape culture, not because I like the topic, but because it's important to counter feminist rape hysteria, and to discuss the exclusion of male victims by so many people. I have been planning another video countering rape culture claims by feminists. I have gathered the information needed for it, but have put off putting it all together because it's not a pleasant topic, and I do get tired of talking about it sometimes.
Yeah, I would imagine
I do think it is a serious topic that needs discussion, but countering bullshit like you have just read from the XY feminist is draining after a while. Because people like XY are not interested in helping victims, they are only interested in demonizing all men, and turning all women into victims. If their concern was stopping rape, or helping victims, they would spend less time and energy turning rape into a gender-specific crime, and more time and energy discussing all victims and all perpetrators, regardless of their gender. They are not concerned about victims, just gender-biased propaganda. Otherwise, why wouldn't they talk about male victims and female perpetrators, including the high number of female-on-female sexual assault victims? I think the fact that they exclude female victims when the perpetrator is female is very telling of their actual motives. It seems that the victims do not count unless they can be used to demonize males. I am not going to go into any more detail here, as I have done so in many videos in the past, and as previously stated, we'll be putting another one together on the topic in the near future. Next.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm gonna move my screen cam out of the way. Alright, so it says, privilege of good medicine. Holy shit. Alright, so men get the best medical care and the majority of medical research dollars. Meanwhile, any areas of medicine that are exclusive to women, such as gynecology, are sidelined by modern medicine. Alright, let's see what I have to say about that first sentence. First of all, men don't get the best medicinal care and majority of medical research dollars. They don't. Like, it's a simple fact. Meanwhile, any areas of medicine that are exclusive to women, such as gynecology, are sidelined by modern medicine. That's because modern medicine goes for every gender, across every disease, across every form of affliction. Not just men or women. This is for everyone. And also, that's all I have to say for that. That's just stupid. The result is that many women-only conditions outside of infertility lack the body of research needed for effective diagnosis and treatment. That's because I'm pretty sure most women-only conditions are very well researched and already figured out. Like, most, I would say, are already treated, probably. This leads to women having their conditions not recognized as legitimate diseases. No, it doesn't. They're all recognized. Always. Or being overdiagnosed with psychological issues instead of legitimate painful diseases. That's not true. That's never been true. Even when diagnosed, women typically have to cope with harsher medicines, less effective treatments, and worse prognosis than should be tolerated in this area of modern medicine. First of all, harsher medicines is just bullshit. Like, I'm pretty sure it's bullshit. Men have some pretty harsh medicines as well for men-only diseases. Less effective treatments. That's only depending on the disease. Like, that's nothing to do with men or male privilege. And worse prognosis than should be tolerated in this area of modern medicine. That's just plain not true. Breast cancer, for example, remains one of the highest killers of women, while testicular cancer is much rarer and also one of the most curable cancers out there. Yes, but you also forgot about all of the other, more common male afflictions that do happen. But instead, out of all of those options you could have picked for equal judgment, you go for a very rare one that doesn't kill many people. Really? That doesn't seem like an equal comparison to me. Let's see what Bane has to say about it. Oh, wait. Curable cancer's out there. Yeah. Let's bring it. Oh, shit. 2-1. Okay.
Oh boy. Okay, first off, comparing breast cancer to testicular cancer is very misleading. If I wanted to be dishonest and misleading, you know, like a feminist, I could compare prostate cancer to vaginal cancer, as there will be an estimate.
Wait. Estimated new cases and deaths from prostate cancer in the United States in 2014. New cases, 233,000. Deaths, 29,480. Okay. Estimated new cases of deaths from vaginal and other female genitalia cancer in the United States in 2014. New cases, 3,170. Deaths, 880. Holy shit, what a difference. Okay, continue.
880 deaths from vaginal cancer, and 29,480 deaths from prostate cancer. But it's a dirty trick to compare a gender-specific cancer with a low death rate to a gender-specific cancer with a high death rate, and cry conspiracy.
That's what I said.
And I don't need to resort to dirty tricks, as I deal with facts. So instead of comparing apples with oranges, let's look at two gender-specific cancers which are comparable, and then look at their funding to see if anyone is being shortchanged. I will even throw in a non-gender-specific cancer as a control. I should note that breast cancer does also affect men, but considering the vast majority of the people who die from it are female, and considering the XY feminist himself used it as a female cancer, I think it's more than reasonable to refer to it as a female-specific cancer. After all, the fundraising is definitely marketed that way. I will be using US stats provided by the National Cancer Institute. I will provide a link below. The three cancers I will compare are breast, prostate, and lung, as a non-gender specific control. These three cancers have the highest death rates. Let's start with number of new cases and deaths per 100,000. The number of new cases of breast cancer was 123.8 per 100,000 women per year. The number of deaths was 22.6 per 100,000 men and women per year. These rates are age-adjusted and based on 2006 to 2010 cases and deaths. The number of new cases of prostate cancer was 152.0 per 100,000 men per year. The number of deaths was 23.0 per 100,000 men and women per year. These rates are age-adjusted and based on 2006 to 2010 cases and deaths. So according to these stats, more males get prostate cancer, and slightly more males die of prostate cancer. But the numbers are very close. Let's compare them to the control. The number of new cases of lung and bronchus cancer was 61.4 per 100,000 men and women per year. The number of deaths was 49.5 per 100,000 men and women per year. These rates are age-adjusted and based on 2006 to 2010 cases and deaths. So there are nowhere near as many new cases of lung cancer each year compared to the other two, yet the number of deaths are just over the other two combined. Let's look at the next group of stats. Lifetime risk. Based on the most recent data, approximately 12.3% of women will be diagnosed with breast cancer at some point during their lifetime. Based on the most recent data, approximately 15.3% of men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer at some point during their lifetime. So males are slightly more likely to develop prostate cancer, but once again the numbers are very close. Let's compare it to lung cancer. Based on the most recent data, approximately 6.9% of men and women will be diagnosed with lung and bronchus cancer at some point during their lifetime. So around about half the rate of the other two. Let's now look at the data for prevalence. Remember, these are US stats. In 2010, there were an estimated 2,829,041 women living with breast cancer in the United States. In 2010, there were an estimated 2,617,682 men living with prostate cancer in the United States. So the difference is about 200,000 cases, which is not a large number considering the population of the US. Once again the numbers are very close. Let's look at lung cancer. In 2010, there were an estimated 399,431 people living with lung and bronchus cancer in the United States. These numbers are nowhere near the other two cancers. So going by these statistics, breast and prostate cancer are very similar in the number of cases, treatability and the number of deaths. Lung cancer on the other hand, has nowhere near the number of cases, but accounts for around half the deaths from cancer, thus making it far more dangerous than breast or prostate cancer. Now I would think that if lung cancer kills around the same number of people as breast and prostate cancer combined, and if breast and prostate cancer have similar rates of death to each other, then lung cancer would get around the same rate of research funding as breast and prostate combined, and breast and prostate research should get roughly equal funding. That would be fair, right? The biggest killer should get most of the funding, and the other two, which are roughly equal, should get roughly equal funding. But is that the case? Breast cancer gets $602,728,719. Prostate cancer gets $265,090,000.
What the fuck? Really? So 300+ million dollars goes into breast cancer than male prostate cancer. Wow. Okay. So not only was that feminist wrong, but he was also way off. Remember what we said a little while ago? Privilege of no privileges, I believe it was called. Yeah, the feminist is just after demonstrating for us. Holy shit! Really? Wait, what about lung cancer? Lung cancer. I'm gonna put myself down.
$4,495. And lung cancer gets $314,637,661. I will...
So, wait. That means that male prostate cancer gets paid less research money than lung and breast cancer. Okay, because like lung cancer, he said it was more deadly than both of those combined. So, that must mean that this is utter bullshit. Like, look, like that alone, wait, that alone gets paid more than these two combined, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, more than those two combined. That's insane. Wow. Okay, continue with the video because he's got stuff to say.
Let you come to your own conclusions as to whether there is a patriarchal conspiracy to deny women proper medical treatment. Well, that's 10 out of the 69 in the list done. My next video will spotlight the runners-up to the top 10. Those that did not make the top 10, or the runners-up list, will be featured after the credits of both videos. Until next time, don't drink the feminist Kool-Aid.
So, basically, wow! Not only are feminists delusional, they're fucking just wrong. Okay, wait. Okay, these are the rest of the privilege he was talking about. Privilege of having potential. Wow. Men's work is valued. Yes. Men are given many more opportunities to be successful. No. And are praised more than women when they succeed. No, they're not. Next one, please. Privilege of prostitution. Okay. The institutionalization of the rape of women through a global network of physical and economic violence. Okay. There is no institution that, like, does that to women. Ever. In any way. But let's see what the next one is. Privilege of sexual harassment. Okay, nope. This is fucking stupid. Since all women are relegated to a sex class, any woman can be subject to dehumanization. Oh, wow. And this coming from the people who are trying to dehumanize men. Sexual harassment? No. Threats of violence? No. And gender terrorism. That would be what you're doing. And with little to no social or legal recourse. No. No. That doesn't happen. That's not legal. Let's see what else there is. Privilege of male gaze. Oh, wow. Okay, so you know this is fucking stupid. Men's sexual perspective, embraced by society, normalizes the dehumanization of women and girls. They do the same thing to men. And inoculates men from being dehumanized themselves. No. That's a two-way street. Women do that to men, and men do that to women. It's a natural, curiosity thing. So, that's just a one-sided argument. Women do the same thing. Freaking hell, that's fucking stupid. Okay, let's see. Privilege, oh wow, okay. Privilege of pornography. Men are provided with widespread access to prostitution-based propaganda. So are women. That promotes their privilege to destroy the lives of women. No. To, provide the livelihood of those women, because porn stars are hired. They're not oppressed. They're, paid money to do this. This is their choice. It's not like we're forcing them to do it. Pornography is now spread to mainstream culture, further cementing women into the role of the sex class. No. No. Men. There's men that do this as well. You think that doesn't, count? You think that doesn't count? It's not like only women do it. Also, the idea, of you being provided with, sexual propaganda. Yeah, ladies, listen. I've heard of literotica. Yes, that's a thing that women apparently replace pornography with. I don't know what it is, but I've heard of it. Not sure if all women, are interested in that stuff, but, I would be willing to bet the majority, Just saying. Alright, so on to the next one, now that one has been, knocked through. What's the next one gonna be? Men own religion. No, we don't. Men craft the majority's perception. Alright, I don't have time for any more. I'm gonna have to end this now. See ya.